Okay, this will be a nice one. Hopefully we can make it look really nice. Let's just get this shit up and running. Right. I don't know how big we're going to make this, but we're going to go with 400 to start with. No, don't want that. This is what I hate about this user interface. It's so easy to push the wrong buttons. It's just a real nuisance of a design that Konica Minolta, the manufacturer and the designer of this equipment, has made it. So it's not the greatest. It's really shit. To me, it's fucking shit. I just don't like it. But what can you do? This is what they make available on the market. The old systems get decommissioned. They can't be serviced anymore when they break down, and suspect that also the consumables like toners and other bits and pieces are also become unavailable because the manufacturer cuts the manufacturer of them, and then of course your machine breaks, you can't get it fixed because there's no spare parts. And it's the fucking way of the industry to make their machines last apparently 5 years, which is not good enough as far as a person like myself is concerned. I care about the industry, even though I sort of don't. Like, I don't care about it because it's not caring about the environment, or it's not caring about people like me who don't have that much fucking money available. It's, people who are rich might be able to turn their machines over all the time, like after 3 years. But people like me, I have to pay this off as a bank loan, and this bank loan is going to go longer than the lifespan of this machine. This machine's lifespan from start is 5 years apparently. The bank loan is going to take 6 years to pay off, so I'm going to have a fucking broken machine if something doesn't happen and my lifestyle changes. But anyway, that looks shit. Got to make this look better. I think a background colour would be in order. So I'm wondering if we're gonna just change the positioning of this. Let's just quickly play with the buttons and let's see if we can improve on this design. This is not an easy design to work with here, I'm afraid. So I think maybe 400% is a bit too big for this, vertically at least. So we're just going to take off some of the percentage. So we're just going to go vertical. We're going to reduce that enlargement down to 300, and we're going 370, and we're going to leave the horizontal at 400. Now we're just going to do some adjustments here. So we need to add a background colour. It looks shit without a background colour in my opinion. I think yellow might be it, and we're just going to do a little bit of an adjustment. I think the hue is too cold, so that's why it's making it look too cold. Let's see how we go. Yeah, the scanner just made a bit of a noise. Typical Konica Minolta workmanship bullshit. Let's see how we go. Right, let's see how this looks. Right, that looks a lot better. You can just make out some of the yellow in this. Just a bit of the yellow shading there, which is quite nice. I'm wondering if we're going to improve on this. That's the edge there. I'm thinking we can move it across, or maybe... trying to think if we're going to move it across. We're going to make it better. So we'll just look at the original, and we're just going to slide it across a bit, back this way. So we're just going to take this, we're going to slip it back, and I'm going to see how that looks. We're also going to take some of the enlargement out off the vertical. So we're going to make this 360 this time, and see how we go this time with it. So it's a better setting that we had, and this looks a bit better. So now we've got that moved over nice and close. So I'm wondering if we're going to do anything more. I think we're going to basically yeah, it's an interesting piece. It's a little bit difficult to work with. I think we're gonna got a bit of a border there, a bit of a yellow border. I'm wondering if we're gonna use this as a master copy, or we're gonna just use this as is. So we're just going to take it off the glass now. We're just going to change over our settings, and it's a nice looking piece. Now we're just going to consign it to the recycle pile, and we're going to take this and we're going to do some work on it as a master copy. So now we're going to have to go here. We're going to make the horizontal is going to be 130, and the vertical, we're happy with the vertical overall, so we're not going to give it a big enlargement. We're going to call it 104. So we just have to set this silly piece of junk as it, it's fucking stupid Konica Minolta shit. We're just going to do what we need to do to it. Just cut off all the features we don't want and change things around. So we're just going to do that, and we're going to take the red, and we're going to leave the red and the hue. We could take it colder. We're going to make it colder, and I think that's pretty much it. So now we're just going to overlap the edge there and see how we go with this. Make this look really nice, a lot better than the master copy. So let's just set this up on the glass like so. So we just line that up. But yeah, I just wish photocopiers could last longer. I really like things that I like and enjoy. I like them to last, but the people who do run the industry don't enjoy photocopiers, so therefore they do a slack homework hack job, like a person who doesn't like school completing an assignment they don't like, and they don't do a very good job of it, whereas a person who loves the subject they're studying and doing the assignment on, they do a very good job. That's typically how it works. But with companies like Konica Minolta, they're like the student, the naughty student, or the student who doesn't apply themselves to their job, their task. And of course it happens in the workplace as well as school. You can see everything that has bad workmanship can be traced back to someone who's disgruntled with their job or not skilled enough. Both, more likely, this day and age, just care about the money. The money is all that matters, so they don't do anything really majorly good, so they end up creating jobs with workmanship and designs that are really shithouse. And basically that happens a lot in this day and age. They use too much plastic, they make it hard to recycle, they just don't give a flying fuck about the end user. So they just make things shithouse. They use gimmicks and the whiz-bang, what's it called? The whiz-bang effect, where people just get absolutely taken away and blown away by the technology, even though the technology is just smoke and mirrors, folks. Smoke and mirrors, the old saying, it's not real, it's just smoke and mirrors. That's all it is. That's all that this kind of design is, smoke and mirrors. They show it at a trade show, Konica Minolta have a booth in heaps of printing trade shows and shit like that, and they use, it's all this whiz-bang shit. I mean, it's got to be made real, but it's not real, and people then get by the product and become disheartened with it, so it's not really there to make the customer happy. They obviously know that if they make the customer really unhappy, they'll end up crashing and burning, but they still try to see how much they can get away with it, with making shit. So this machine's only got a 5-year workable lifespan from what I know, and basically that's not good enough. It shows that they don't care about photocopiers, and they certainly don't care about the customer, though they like to make out they care about the customer. That's bullshit. Anyway, that looks really nice. I think now we can call this quits.